Guys, my name is James Frank Okay. We have a story. My friend was in China in 2019 when COVID-19 was on the loose. His name is Richard Odongo. Richard was in the ICU at that time. He went through hell. He went through hell. And he has a story to tell. And I feel that he can share with us the story.
Hi guys, welcome to Akoto Safaris. We are in Mara, the Triangle. This is the best park that you can ever find, the Big Five. In about 30 minutes, you're able to see lions, zebras, giraffes, elephants, and right now we are having the cubs, baby lions right there. Yeah? And I believe their mother is right on top there. Look at how beautiful it is. Just go to www.akotosafaris.com and make your bookings right away.
Hello guys, how are you doing? This is Mutiso Martin and I'm here with one of my good friend Frank Kokeo, who has a story from a friend who has been to the Far East, and today we want to talk about life in the Far East and particularly life in China. Just to remind you, we are in Migori courtesy of Akoto Safaris, and I want to remind you that if you want to do any bookings, you have holidays to go. I mean, it's Easter and you know what you always do, traveling. Just make your bookings on Akoto Safaris and make sure that your holiday is sorted. Kama uko na mshikaji, kama uko peke yako, kama uko na familia, all that is sorted in good prices, courtesy of Akoto Safaris. And today we want to talk about life in the Far East. Frank Kokeo has a friend, a very good friend of his. I understand he is a master of software engineering from the Wuhan Textile University, and I just want to introduce them today in our show, and let's talk about life in the East. Frank.
Yes.
Niaje. So you talked to me about this friend of yours, and I believe this is the guy.
Yeah.
What's
He's
up,
the
bro?
man, the survivor.
Yeah, the survivor. The survivor. Why are you surviving, bro?
Man, it's God's grace. Yeah.
So, Cox, just a bit of introduction. How did you come to know this guy, and why is he so important that you have to bring him over for the world to see, or for the world to know his story?
He's my childhood friend, number one. Number two, he's my cousin.
Oh.
Actually, when the pandemic came on board, we were so worried as a family. So when we landed here, we thank God. So I just wish that he could share with us what he went through, first-hand information from him.
So, bro.
Yeah.
Tumeongea mingi, I don't even know your name. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Just like you said, I'm his cousin. He's my cousin. We're first cousins.
Yeah.
My name is Odongo Odol, Richard. And I'm a IT engineer by profession.
Yes.
Having studied my master's in software engineering, graduated from the Wuhan Textile University in Wuhan City.
Yeah,
in
Wuhan.
China. Yes.
Wuhan.
That was when?
The pandemic.
Yes, last year.
Last year. You studied with the pandemic.
Yes, the pandemic caught me in Wuhan. I was right in the middle of the epicenter.
Goodness.
Yeah, so it was quite an experience.
Yes.
Yeah, of course, just like he said, he would like me to share my story, and of course I'm willing to do that.
Oh, you're willing to tell your story?
Yes, of course.
Okay, courtesy of Akoto Safaris, and I will also remind you about every time you want to have fun with your friends, every time you want to go out, it's a weekend, sometimes ni holiday, just make sure you get Hennessy, which is your favorite drink. I mean, who doesn't do Hennessy here? Huh? Hennessy is ital, ama ni aje? So, Cox, hey man, sema vitu mingi kuhusu Richard, but pia nasikia ni msomi.
Yeah, yes.
So he went to China to study in medicine.
Yes.
That was the major thing that took him there.
Yeah, then hell broke loose. Man, it was tough as the family sees.
For real? You guys used to communicate via WhatsApp, calls,
Actually, I think I'm the only one who communicate with him the whole night.
Because me, I realized that China WhatsApp akunaga.
But how are you managing?
Well, I'm an IT guy, so
You have cracked China itself.
well, we try our level best to jump the wall, so to speak, because they have a tight internet space over their airspace. They really clamp down on free speech. But to some extent, it's some responsible use of social media over there. So I wouldn't hold it against them having a tight internet space. It's responsible and they manage their population so well. But being an IT guy, of course, we have those minute skills here and there to jump the wall and have access to the rest of the world, like Facebook, Google, WhatsApp. We use what we call a VPN.
VPN,
yes. Virtual
private network.
Yes. So we have some that work, some that don't. So we had one that worked. That's how we used to communicate via Facebook Messenger and even WhatsApp.
Okay. Thank you so much, Frank. I think now this is the story you wanna hear. This is the story that has not been told before. This is the story that you'll be getting it first and the first time you're hearing this is from this platform. So just chill out. We want to talk to Richard Odongo Odol. Thank you so much.
Cafe, in partnership with Jada Express, now offers direct, affordable, fast and secure delivery at your doorstep. Why wait longer when it can be as short as 45 minutes? To order, simply dial 0791 741 160 or 0724 334 477.
Odongo.
Yes, Mutiso.
Hey, this is our time now.
What's up, yo?
Hey, I've been talking to Frank Ananiambia. There's this good friend of mine, masters in software engineering, Wuhan Textile University, degree in telecommunication engineering. I understand you're alumni Mo University.
Yes, I
Give a shout out, man. Oh, come on.
Hi, my niggas from Mo University, especially the 2012 class.
Oh.
Special shout out to all the friends that I graduated with, man. I love you all. You know how you came through for me while I was in Wuhan, and I'm about to share that story with you.
Oh,
yeah.
Class 2012?
Yeah.
That was not so...
Nyapa 2.
It's only
8 years.
9 years.
Yeah, 9
But
years.
now
Japan,
it's
of course.
8 because bado hatujafika graduation.
You got that right.
Hey, you're also the system administrator in Odongo University ICT.
Yes, that's my day job.
Yeah.
I've been doing this since the year 2013.
All right.
1 year after I graduated, I got employed in Odongo University in the ICT administration section.
Yeah.
So over the years, out of my experience and my qualifications, having done my master's in software engineering in Wuhan Textile University, I was promoted to be the system administrator in Odongo University.
Just by the way, to remind you,
Yeah.
we are in a lockdown. The country is totally locked down, actually 5 counties. And if you have any courier that you want to be transported, Jada Courier Services got you. Jada is a very efficient courier service, and if you want, hata ukitaka kitu itoke Makueni iende Turkana, just hit up at Jada and make sure your courier is safely transported. Back to your dog.
Yes.
You have a touching story. Your story is unique from what I hear. I'm not sure about it yet.
Well, yeah, time will tell.
So, where did you go to high school or primary even? Let's just start from there. Because if you went to China to study for education, then let's talk about your education journey.
Oh, yeah.
In a few words.
Okay. Well, I've been to many schools all over the country. I started my pre-primary in Kisumu at Menezes Shady Gardens School.
Yes.
It was a school in Milimani. Thereafter, we transferred. My dad got transferred. He was working in Nairobi then. I was taken to St. Mary's Academy in Donham. That is in Eastlands section of Nairobi. Thereafter, again, my dad got, he lost his job, and so I had to transfer back to Homa Bay.
So you started from Kisumu, you called it?
Menezes. Nursery school.
You go to Maryhill.
St. Mary's.
St. Mary's.
Yes, in Nairobi.
Then you come back to Homa Bay.
Quite a journey, right?
What is life?
I know, man.
This earth is hard.
Yeah, true that, man.
Very hard.
Extremely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I came back to Homa Bay Primary. I did my class 6 up to class 8 in Homa Bay Primary. Then God blessed me with good scores in my KCPE.
That was what good scores?
I scored an A, grade A. And I went to Kanga School.
Kanga School?
Yes.
Kanga School is a national school?
It's a national school, but we like to call it the group of schools because, yeah, we produce elite students there.
Kanga High School established by the late Oyugi Ogango.
Yeah, he established it in, I think, in the mid-80s.
Yeah.
And it's been here since then. And,
Alright.
yeah.
So you went to Kanga?
Graduated, scored an A-, a grade A-.
Oh, really?
I thank God once again.
Damn, cheers, bro.
Thank you, bro. Well, and many others also scored really well. Then I proceeded to Moi University to study my bachelor's degree in telecommunication engineering.
Telecommunication engineering.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just love tech? Or you love communication, perhaps?
I love difficult stuff. I don't like...
Upendi vitu rahisi?
Yani mi niko oriented hivyo tu. Mi hata ukinipatia form sahi nijaze nitapata shida. Lakini ukinipatia hesabu ngumu...
You just want hard stuff?
I love difficult things. Yeah.
Then you went to Moi now.
So,
Moi,
yeah.
Telecommunications is here.
I did it for 5 years. Graduated again with a in 2012. Unfortunately for me, you know, and like many other graduates experienced in this country, getting a job is not quite easy, you know. Yeah, so the hustle is difficult, man. This earth is hard, just like you said before.
Very hard.
Extremely. And I tried my level best while I was still in Nairobi. I worked in a few companies here and there, but on an internship basis and so.
So, ulika how long before you got a job?
Nilika like almost a year.
Almost a year?
Yeah.
Almost is how many months? Probably?
9 months.
9 months.
Yes.
Now, just ukiwa hapo, tell these graduates something. This, watu wenye wako nyumbani washa graduate hawana job.
Well, like I said before, I know
the camera is yours.
Yeah.
Just talk to them.
The graduates, when you say bado mko home, I want to tell you that there is always hope. Not all is lost. This country may be run in a ish way, so to speak, but keep your hope alive, you know. Don't lose hope. Don't engage into, misdemeanors here and there. Just keep hope alive. Keep trying. One day a door will open for you. I guarantee you.
All right. One day a door will open for you.
Yeah,
God is gonna open doors. That was my favorite song by Calligraph Jones back in the day, I think 2014.
Great.
So Moi University, then Rongo University for a job? Yes.
I was lucky that some of my, the senior management members in Moi University were transferred to come and start this, baby university, which is Rongo University.
I remember.
Yeah, and one of them happened to have been my dean, the other side in Moi, and he was now the deputy principal. That was before
that
Rongo.
Must have been the Professor Samuel Gudu.
Yeah.
My books have me.
Yes, Professor Samuel Gudu.
A big shout out to Professor Samuel Gudu from wherever you are.
Loyalty to you, Professor Gudu. Yeah. So I approached him and I told him that, hey, I've been looking for a job.
Watu wamegraduate huku nje. I think the best approach is to go to your boss and tell me, yo, you're gonna gig for me. That is what you did.
That's exactly what I did. Well, of course, in a more formal setting.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, and he asked me to, just apply, and at least I got a job. So thank you, Professor Gudu, and thank you, Rongo University for the
That was 2013. 2013.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
And now Rongo University ukapiga job kidogo.
Ndo sana nimekuwa nikichapa job hapo, so opportunities come here and there. It's a university that offers equal opportunity for all, and an opportunity for a scholarship came about. A scholarship to study in the East, in China.
An opportunity is also here for you to drink Hennessy.
Of course.
But the problem is I can see you're just doing chai.
Well, I'm a tea guy. I'm coming from the Far East, you know.
All
And
right.
in the Far East, we love drinking tea. So,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, well. I think you're missing a lot on this.
Not really.
Or maybe you'll have a story to tell us about it. Huh?
Yes, of course. I actually
So,
have a story.
you got the scholarship.
Yes, I did an application. I mean, an advert was made. I applied. And when I applied, we applied with 6 other candidates.
Yes.
2 from Pakistan,
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
2 from Uzbekistan, and 2 from Kenya, I being one of them. And so we did this interview online via WeChat, the social media giant from the Far East.
Yes.
And I was lucky to become tops in this interview.
So you are the only Kenyan who went, or the 2 of you went, but you are the best interviewee.
Out of the 6 interviewees, only 2 were selected.
Wow.
I was the only Kenyan, I was the top.
Wow.
Then the second one was from Uzbekistan. Yeah.
That is interesting, man.
Yeah. God's
What
grace.
was the interview? I mean, interview through WeChat. What's your name? I'm Mutiso Martin. I just answer. But
Well,
how
yeah.
special were you?
Well, they, of course, asked us some technical stuff
Yeah, okay.
about the stuff we did, because you remember the scholarship was about software engineering.
Yes.
So it involves a lot of programming, a lot of big data analysis, a lot of artificial intelligence, a lot of information and data security, and machine learning, etc.
So you were just the best.
I became the best in the interview.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
And so you went to China.
Yes, I did.
So from Nairobi,
Of course. It was
Sisindoao, you're in China.
Yeah. I landed in China at about midnight of 19th October 2018.
19th October 2019. I know you'll never forget that.
Of course, I'll never. It was my first time out of the country, yo.
So,
Yeah, so
to China to airport.
yeah, so my student leaders wakakama kanichukua from the airport.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in the middle of the night. They drove me all the way across the city
Uh-huh.
to Wuhan Textile University.
So, drop airport gani particularly?
First, we dropped in Pudong International Airport,
Yeah.
the main airport in Shanghai city.
Shanghai.
Yeah. Then from Shanghai, I took another flight to Tianhe International Airport in Wuhan city.
Yes.
Also the main airport in Wuhan
In
city.
Wuhan. Saa hapo ndo umechukuliwa.
Nikachukuliwa na student leaders wakanipeleka straight mpaka kwa dormitory.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Zinaitwa dormitory tu.
yeah, zinaitwa dormitory too.
Okay.
Lakini in Kenyan standards unaweza kuiconsider kama bed sitter, because iko na kila kitu ndani. Yeah. And you live alone, or you may make a choice of living with somebody else.
All right.
Yeah. So we got there the following day. I had some volunteer students who came to help me, move around the university, showing me hii ofisi iko wapi, cafeteria iko wapi.
Hiyo ndio orientation. Yenye Kenya tunaita orientation.
Yes.
That is you with your fellow students wenye wamejichagua.
Yes.
Wakusaidie.
Yes. So,
You don't even know them
I don't know them
at that particular time.
Yes. It's the first
Met
encounter.
them for the first time.
Exactly.
They are willing to help you, take you around, show you around.
Exactly. So they did exactly that, showed me around the different offices, and I just settled in. Yeah.
That's easy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
goodness. So you're in China now, different environment. How was the transition? Unajua umetoka
Yeah.
number 1 umetoka Homa Bay Primary. Ingia Kanga Primary, tumechimba visima huku na pale si pale.
Mbaya.
Maji napotea 3 hours, 3 days pia ukiweza.
Blackout
You
daily.
go to Moi University again, strikes every day, lecturers are biased. Akikatia dem yako,
Kuisha wewe.
you're sure you're having a soup. You're sure failing. That's not like, it's no joke.
Yeah, it's like the emo here in Kenya. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
Memorandum of understanding. Mimi kama lecturer,
Yes.
nikikatia msichana wako, ndio wewe upite kubali tu nimchukue. Then now you're in China, a whole different place where orientation is done by just 3 students who don't know you.
Exactly.
How was the transition?
Well, it was like transiting, from the ghetto into a galactic environment.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a whole universe of a difference between the two systems, And, the Chinese system, they believe in merit. There is near zero corruption.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody is just basically honest. People love to do things the right way. And so it makes adaptation be easy, because at my very core, That's also my belief system. I love merit. I love just clean business. I love clean business. I love merit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So for me, the adaptation, the transition was quite easy, and culturally, that's where the difference was quite big, because Chinese are a very advanced society, but at the same time they've maintained their traditions and culture.
Okay.
Yeah. In Kenya we sort of abandoned.
Hatutaki kuitwa Kamba.
Exactly. Ati mimi ni Mjaka lakini bado najifanya nimetoka sijui East Lando nini sitaki kusema tio mimi ni mtu wa Siaya, Bondo.
Just Siaya. Yeah.
Something like that. But for the Chinese, they are very, very proud of their heritage, because they've preserved their culture for thousands of years.
Yeah.
And so they love it. That's what makes them stand out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
So umeingia, that was 2018.
2018 October.
2018 umeingia China, you've done your thing, umekuwa oriented, umeanza masomo.
Yeah.
I think education ilikuwa poa.
By the way, nilikam nikagundua maze kuna difference kubwa sana na education system ya huko.
Yeah.
Because remember while I was applying for the scholarship, I was asked to write a research plan for my master's degree. Yes. So I did
Sometimes we call it study plan in Kenya.
Yes, or a study plan, so to speak. So I did that.
Yes.
And the faculty on the other side, what they do, they examine your research proposal.
Yeah.
Then they tailor-make courses to suit your research direction.
Your research direction. Oh.
Yeah. So we may be doing the same degree. Say we are doing a master's in software. I'm also doing masters in software. But the units that you're going to be allocated to study are quite different. They are oriented towards your research direction.
Okay.
And that made work to be a little easy, work more focused, work more specialized.
So you would advise students to go to Far East?
Of course I would. Yes, I would. I believe that's the best place to study. It's a good studying environment. And in fact, Wuhan is one of the leading university cities in this world.
Okay.
It has.
So if you're listening there, he's trying to tell us that it's time we just a bit transit from the Western and move to the Far East.
Of course.
Odongo Odol talking to us. An interesting story. So it came this time now. Umekuwa Wuhan for a while. Party here, party there, studies here, studies there, ladies here, ladies there, church here, church there,
Yeah.
And then now, shit happens.
Well, it was so sudden for me, because when I got to Wuhan.
Wait a minute.
All right.
This shit is not even corona. Well, to everyone who is watching us, this shit is not even corona. Before we even get to COVID-19, we just have to talk about you being in a coma for 2 months. And that was tragic.
Yeah.
That was real shit.
Deepest stuff ever.
2 seconds and this guy could be gone. Talk to us about that.
Well, as Kenyans, we like to party, Clearly.
And Hennessy is our brand. Yes.
But I transited from that world and I came back to this galactic world.
This is the reason.
Yeah.
You're just about to tell us why.
Exactly. So when I got to China, I carried with me the Kenyan culture of drinking. Kenyans love to party. Kenyans love life, celebrating life. High life, living life on the fast lane.
Yeah.
So when I got to China, I discovered that
business class drinking.
It's totally business class drinking. Leave alone the chrome, people like to drink, the tycoons, people like to drink here and what have you. When I got there, we were drinking Hennessy, we were drinking bourbon, we were drinking tequila.
So Hennessy was also there? Oh, really?
Everything that we have in Kenya is also there.
Okay.
Yeah, the high-end stuff, the Glenfiddich,
oh, okay.
The Captain Morgans and everything. Yeah. So, but again, the difference is, in the Far East, you access all this stuff very cheaply.
Vitu zilikuwa cheap.
Cheap excess. In the Chinese culture, what in China happened ni, Chinese themselves, they love drinking, but not frequently. They normally drink on occasion. Like, come on, a celebrate festival planning, a traditional something, maybe a wedding, etc. Ndio watakunywa sana.
Hapo ndo wanazimwa wabebwe.
Hata hao, wanaita cab, they call their diddies, the diddies come and pick them and take them.
Oh, they are called ditties
Yeah.
in China.
What we have here at home as Bolt or Uber.
Yeah.
Yeah, so pombe inakuja inakuwa cheap so that they sell because stock inakawia sana kwa counter. Watu wakunywi sana. So mostly foreigners ndio wanakunywa.
Sasa wewe ni nani?
Mimi ni foreigner.
Wewe ni nani?
My nigga. Hey, kutesa.
Ukatumbukia ndani.
Mimi nikaingia na miguu zote mbili because it was extremely cheap, you know. Yeah. So like for example, a tot of bourbon, you know, bourbon is some American whiskey.
It's American whiskey.
Yeah. So a tot of bourbon used to come with a whole bottle of beer for free.
Wow.
Can you imagine that?
Wow.
So a tot una chase na beer.
Ngoja. Talking to Major. I think China is the best place for you. Hey.
Damn.
Shot moja. Bia mzima.
Una chase na beer, Budweiser.
Wow.
Yeah. So tot Budweiser. So ili happen at hiyo time vile sana nilikuwa nimegundua we used to have a music restaurant in the university. So in this university, in this restaurant, the students who were selling this liquor was, the staff selling the liquor was students who had just finished their semester and were waiting to graduate.
Okay.
So, you know, they had done, you know, what you call due diligence, they had confirmed all their marks were in.
Wako sawa.
So one of the two grads, so they are free, they're still within the uni.
Kenya tunasemaga, mimi niko sawa, mimi na graduate niko sawa.
Ushaambia mpaka watu home, wanashaanza kuhaya manganya zinakaa.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, exactly the same thing. Yeah, so kwa hiyo music restaurant, ama demo alikuwa ananiita, so they used to call me, buy some liquor, and we used to, you know, drink the whole night, the entire night. So it became a lifestyle. It became a lifestyle every day because, you know, these ladies, they were so free. Having cleared their studies, hawana issue yoyote na lecturers, na marks and everything.
So ulikuwa na favorite ama wewe ulikuwa unakunywa any liquor that comes your way?
Well, zilikuwa mob, I can tell you that. But we, especially the ladies out, the Chinese ladies, walikuwa wanapenda Hennessy sana. No.
Oh, okay.
So walikuwa wanaweza kama hata unapata wameangusha nini chupa mbili like these ones. Kwa nini halafu na bottles of beer.
So it's such some bad coincidence. This is bad memories for you.
Well, not really.
But it's good memories for us.
You guy. Well, yeah, so nikazoea. So I became used to that lifestyle of drinking a lot. Remember, it's extremely cheap. It's not as expensive as it is here.
Okay.
Yeah. So then it's also readily available almost in every shop. Yeah, there's liquor in almost every shop. So nilikuwa na buy, unajua ile asubuhi umeamka unatoa lock.
So ukakuwa alcoholic. In one way or another.
Basically that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not knowing that hii kitu inani affect internal body structure. My organs were failing by the day. Na sikuwa najua. So ilifika point fulani manze, nikaanza tu kwa weak kwa mwili na shanga. Niaje. And then I used to have some very sharp abdominal pain within me. Alafu I never used to understand what this was. So in my mind, I was telling myself, of course I Googled, you know, Google is your number one.
Yeah.
Symptoms, when you have symptoms, you Google. So I Googled and I thought to myself that I had ulcers. So I was treating ulcers on my own. Not knowing I was suffering from a very, very bad disease that was almost fatal. So one day, mazee nimekaa tu kwa dormitory. Student leaders wanashanga mazee wapi Odol, because hata huko people used to call me Odol.
Odol.
Yeah.
The brand.
Yeah. Watu wanauliza, hey mazee, Odol, where are you? So they used to text me via social media asking me, you guy, where you are? Na si respond. So the president of the student union akaamua tu siku moja, hey mazee hapana, huyu msee amepotea sana. Let's find out where he is. Because at the end of the semester you must declare if you're going back home for the vacation, or you're staying within the university, or you're going to spend the holiday in another city.
Alright.
You must declare on paper.
Yes.
So they hadn't received my form yet. So this guy came and asked me, what's up? Aliingia kwa room yangu akapata kama nimeishiwa. I was done with, nilikuwa cut excess because I wasn't eating, because every time I used to eat, I used to feel a very sharp abdominal pain.
Okay.
I thought to myself, it's still extreme ulcers, but it wasn't that. So akasema hapana. Bila lingia, it was 9 p.m. So his name is Sean Bayazid.
Sean Bayazid.
Yes, Sean Bayazid.
Right.
He's a Bangladeshi national. So Sean told me.
I hope, Sean, you're listening or you're watching. Make sure it gets to him.
Of course, shout out to you, Sean. Thank you for showing up that night. I owe much to you. So Sean akaniambia, you guy, you're in such a bad state, we have to take you to the hospital. Mimi nilikuwa na feel niko weak sana. So nikamwambia Sean, manze, what we do, it's already late this night, wacha tuende basi kesho. Akasema sawa. Sean in his wisdom akadefy instruction yangu. Akatoka akaenda akacall administrator wa uni. Administrator wa uni wakanicall. Akaniambia, Richard, how are you? How are you feeling? Akaniambia, I'm in pain. Can you walk? Akaniambia, no. Okay, you're going to the hospital right away. So they called a cab. The cab came, took me to hospital. So we had a hospital that wasn't so far away from the university. And they checked me in with a few other volunteer students, other international students we were with, the same batch. And while at this first hospital, the doctors performed some tests, and they determined that they didn't have the capacity to handle my ailment. They said it was such a very advanced stage. I couldn't understand them then. I was in so much pain. All I know is that an ambulance was called from another hospital, a bigger hospital, from across the city. Wuhan is such a huge city. So from across the city, an ambulance was brought, took me, again ferried me back across the city to this other university where I was admitted. Now, from the benefit of hindsight, after being discharged, I was told that day I was admitted in the second hospital. The doctors who received me in the pancreatic wing told me that you guy, had two people brought Odol this night, he wouldn't have made it.
So you're a survivor.
I'm a survivor, my guy.
That's a story, man.
God came through for me in a way I can't explain, because it was tough.
Coma for 2 months, bro.
Well, it wasn't exactly a coma, but I was in ICU for most of those, say, how many weeks? 7 weeks and some days.
Was that 2 months?
Yeah,
bro?
yeah. So,
That's easy.
yeah, it wasn't easy. It was tough, and the doctors also were trying their level best to do the diagnosis. They were unable. They used to spend days and nights with me in hospital. I had a team of dedicated nurses, 24/7 with me.
You're in ICU, Corona is here.
Wow, now that was the most difficult period again.
Your life.
Yeah. Remember, I've been admitted in ICU
Yes.
with acute pancreatitis.
Yes.
It was almost killing me.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden,
News is here.
news comes, via the television screens in the ward.
Yes.
We are being told that, hey, there's a lockdown.
ICUs are also getting filled up.
ICUs are getting filled all over the city. People are dropping dead. And the population in China is almost like 1.4 billion.
Yeah.
So you can imagine when something is trending, it trends like so fast. So it was really trending how people are dropping dead like flies, you get. And again, I used to receive news from even my schoolmates about how other international students are being evacuated by the governments from China, from Wuhan, back to their countries. Unfortunately for our Kenyan government, we were not evacuated. So, unfortunately. So it was a very difficult time to even maintain your personal sanity.
Mental health going in, just collapsing.
It was difficult. It was
psychology losing its way.
The pressure was real. The pressure was real because remember, you are thousands of miles away from home. The future is uncertain. You look outside the window and the once bubbly city has just become a sudden gigantic ghost town.
My guy.
Damn.
This is a survivor, man. If you're watching this is a story that I think will make you think about your choices in life. True. Well, maybe not because of alcohol or not, but today you're good, tomorrow you're not.
Sure.
Today you're happy, tomorrow you're sad. This is Richard Odongo Odol in ICU due to pancreatitis.
Yeah.
Then COVID-19 is also here, and people out there dropping dead day by day, day by day.
Sure.
ICUs recording numbers and medics are also getting sick. How did you cope with that?
Well, good thing is social media didn't recognize COVID. You know, internet connectivity became a blessing in this case during this period, because now you can connect, maintain constant communication with your people back home, and also my university, which had sponsored me
Yes.
to be in China, as well as the government officials. I used to communicate with the Chinese embassy in Kenya, as well as the Kenyan embassy in Beijing. So they used to.
So you
Yeah.
still had that communication.
Of course, they used to,
So you felt alive.
Exactly, yeah. They used to keep tabs on me. They used to ask me, how am I doing? How am I coping? What is the situation like in the hospital? Are the doctors treating me well? The nurses? And I must admit that those people, they were really, really super. They did their very best.
Very good job.
Oh, absolutely.
And congratulations.
Congratulations to them. I really owe them a lot. In fact, I may share a picture which I took with them.
Alright.
Yeah,
I'll be very happy if you do.
of course, of course. Yes.
Lockdown day 5, ICU beds in Machakos County are filled up. 15 ICU beds. What do you think? What might be the situation?
Well, from my personal assessment, I can say that locally we're just not serious. We are not prioritizing human life, because what I saw the other side, all other business stopped. Government and the citizenry cooperated to defeat the pandemic. Okay. So to them, human life comes first. They don't care about profits. They don't care about any other business. All they focus on is making recovery, increasing the success rate of recovery. So when we see locally in our hospitals, we don't have enough ICU beds. We also see how our politicians are, running around doing public rallies.
Yeah.
They're becoming super spreaders of this pandemic. It's sad. It saddens me, because I wonder what my friends, they constantly ask me the COVID situation in my country, my friends from the Far East, having been in the Far East and seeing how best these people handled the pandemic in the country. I sometimes feel ashamed of even reporting the actual situation on the ground, because it reflects on me also.
In 1 minute, would you talk to the president? Given a minute.
Of course,
Say something.
President Uhuru Kenyatta, you are one person that I really respect, having been selected by this citizenry, the electorate, to govern the affairs of this nation. What I would like to encourage you to do is to clamp down on the cartels that surround you. These people are taking advantage of lives, of human lives, and are profiteering off of it, at the expense of people who cannot even afford to be in ICU. These people don't even have the means to get to hospitals. Yet, people around you are making huge profits, billions of Kenya shillings, off of this pandemic. I ask you to clamp down, because at the end of the day, whether you stay in power or not, your conscience will be tainted by the human lives lost under your watch. Kindly pull up your socks and rectify this situation.
Richard Odongo Odol. Wow, such a wonderful guy, an amazing personality. First ever Kenyan to be published in the China National Knowledge Infrastructure Database.
Yes.
Wow, 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 wow. That was amazing.
Well,
After all sad stories, we have something to celebrate.
Of course, yes. I also again give thanks to God.
Yeah.
Because without Him, none of this would have been possible. Remember, when I was hospitalized in ICU, we were in our last semester of study at the university.
Yes.
COVID didn't stop classes.
Where you do your thesis.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
We had already done our field research, and now it's just compilation of, collection of data,
Yeah.
and harmonizing and, presenting your findings to a board, a faculty board, who will approve your thesis. So most of my time during this period, I was in ICU without access to my previous research, without access to anything, except I just had my mobile phone, and that was it. So my faculty people used to tell me that, hey, Richard, we understand we know you're a hard worker, but human life comes first. So we need to really first focus on your recovery before we can think about your graduation and anything else.
Yeah.
So I told them, okay, fine, but yeah, I know I'm a hard worker, but I just want to do it.
I'm gonna try.
Let me just try. So they say, okay, you just give it a shot, but know that you have
Don't
the
spend
chance.
too much.
Yeah, know that you have the chance to come back even next year and finish your study. We will make special arrangements specifically for you because we know these are extraordinary circumstances for you. Having been hospitalized in ICU for 2 months, again in the middle of the pandemic, at the epicenter of the global pandemic. Again. So it was extremely extraordinary. So I told them, okay, fine, thanks for that opportunity. I'll try. If I don't succeed right now, of course, I'll come back next year. Go ahead, they told me that. So I did. So I only had my mobile phone in hospital, in the ICU bed, and of course with the hospital Wi-Fi. Yeah, the nurses used to come, put in the password for me. I couldn't put the password because it was in Chinese characters.
Okay.
Yeah, and I wasn't quite well versed. Yeah.
All right.
So I did most of my research using my mobile phone in the ICU bed for those 2 months, and compiled all of this work in my, those apps. We download these apps, the word processing apps on my phone. Compiled all my research and stored them safely, of course, in my email, cloud storage, multiple backups, just in case one device fails, still have backup. So when I went back after I was discharged, I went back to the university. Now using my laptop again, harmonized all this. I was, of course, quarantined for 2 weeks after I was discharged. And then now during this quarantine period, I harmonized all my research. I had so much focus, did it, and again presented in time.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you became the first ever Kenyan to be published in the database of Chinese infrastructure knowledge.
Yes.
Knowledge infrastructure.
Yes.
And congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Wow. But then Kenyans do not recognize this. The Kenyan government seems not to recognize this.
Well, just like I told my president a few moments ago, that he should clamp down on these people who surround him and makes him maybe not even aware of what people are doing.
This country.
Yeah. There are so many Kenyans who are achieving great stuff, just like I did, and nobody knows, because this Chinese National Knowledge Infrastructure database. It's a project that was initiated by the World Bank together with Tsinghua University, which is a leading university. It's like the Ivy League in China.
Yeah.
You get. After Peking University, which is the #1 university in China, we go to Tsinghua University. So they collaborated with the World Bank to begin this infrastructure database where people published their journals, their conference papers, their articles, and everything from students to professors, everybody who has something worthwhile to be published there. So mine became published among the top 11 master's theses for that year, 2020. So I thank God for that achievement. Yeah.
I'm hanging out with an amazing guy, man. Oh, goodness. It's a good time, and I think if you've been watching this, you've learned something. And if you've been watching this, you've been challenged in one way or another. And if you're also watching this, you've been advised, try it in the East. Maybe it's worthwhile, right?
I guarantee you the East won't waste you.
And I think if you also are watching this, you have a message to the president. If you can't get to the president, make sure this message gets to him. Right from Richard Odongo Odol. This was our time, Mutiso Martin Mumo. See you next time. Richard, thank you for your time, man.
Thank you,
Cheers,
Mutiso, man. Cheers, bro.